now, for a view from the ocean, here is the director of the Smithsonian Environmental Research Center, Anson Tuck Hines.
Hello, everybody. I'm Tuck Hines, the director of the Smithsonian Environmental Research Center and a marine ecologist with the Smithsonian Institution. Pleased to have a conversation this afternoon with Rear Admiral Tim Gallaudet. He's an interesting career. He's the Assistant Secretary of Commerce for Oceans and the Atmosphere and Deputy NOAA Administrator, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Tim has a bachelor's degree from the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland, on Chesapeake Bay, and a master's and PhD from Scripps Institution of Oceanography in Oceanography. And he has retired from a 32-year career with the U.S. Navy and has been involved with NOAA, especially for the last 2 or 3 years. And today we're going to have a chance to talk with him about some of the optimistic things and cool things that NOAA is doing and that he's leading in that effort. Admiral Gallaudet, can you tell us a little bit about your main responsibilities at NOAA and what you think would be the most promising aspects of that going forward to take care of this blue planet that, after all, is mostly ocean?
Thank you, Tuck. It's great to be here, and it's great to connect with you again. My responsibilities at NOAA involve overseeing what we call the wet side, and so I've been primarily looking at and advancing everything we do to support oceans, coasts, and Great Lakes, which is increasingly important now as we seek to recover from this pandemic crisis. And I think the American blue economy is going to be central to it. So that's been a priority for NOAA for about 2.5 years since I've been here. And that's involved things like advancing our ocean mapping and exploration and discovering and learning more about the blue planet that you described, Tuck. Other areas of focus have been coastal resilience and wetlands and advancing our coastal zone management and our disaster preparedness. Also, our seafood support and fisheries management, which includes aquaculture and countering illegal fishing around the globe, has been an important priority for us. And 2 other areas that are of interest are the tourism and recreation sector in the outdoor areas of our coasts, which we advance greatly through our national marine sanctuaries, and really excited about that. And then finally, rolling up, we do much to support marine transportation of all types, big commercial ships to recreational boaters, and through our production of charts and our navigation services. So all of those, I think, are contributing to sustainably using our wonderful oceans, coasts, and Great Lakes.
Great. Well, I'd like to ask about a few things that people really think about when they think about the ocean. One is seafood and fish. And there's a lot of doom and gloom stories in the past decades or so about the demise of fisheries. But on the other hand, I'm a fisheries biologist, and I know that in some cases we've made big strides through NOAA and the Magnuson-Stevenson Act to change the trajectory of fisheries in the ocean. You comment a little bit about that, particularly some of the things that people really like to eat from the sea.
I'd be happy to, Tuck. In fact, I think NOAA Fisheries just since the year 2000, we've restored over 46 fish stocks, and our numbers are something like 91% of our fisheries are not subject to overfishing, which is, compared to the 80s, an incredible success story. And today we are the world gold standard in sustainable fisheries management. A lot of great science goes behind that, as well as communications and engagement with the industry. And I'm very proud of our people for doing that.
Great. Well, it's good to know, and that shows the feasibility of science-applied management to wonderful food resource fisheries and the many complications of those fishing efforts in the food web. The other thing that people think about NOAA, of course, is its weather prediction, which has been fabulous in my view and a huge improvement. But many people don't realize the great things that NOAA does for monitoring and tracking and predicting other kinds of changes in the ocean. Can you tell us a little bit about those success stories too?
Oh, I'd be glad to. In fact, we not only, in addition to weather modeling, we have a tremendous capability to do ocean modeling at every scale. We actually worked with the Navy to use their global ocean model. And when I was in the Navy, I oversaw the development and transition of that to NOAA. And then we have regional coastal all types of applications, fisheries management, as I mentioned, as well as the users of the oceans and coasts, such as recreation, fishermen, and just beachgoers to stay safe. So those are great capabilities. And then we're adding on to that, trying to work to improve our predictions for ecosystems. And so that involves primarily our application of ecosystems-based fisheries management. And it's a pretty complex scientific endeavor, but again, we are leading the world in that capability, and it's just fantastic science to be the champion for.
Fabulous. Maybe you could also talk about some of the partnerships, because NOAA is a big and an important part of our efforts to help sustain the quality of the oceans. But we work closely together with NOAA, the Smithsonian does, and many other organizations do too, on a regional basis, as well as a large national and international basis. Can you comment about the importance of partnerships to NOAA?
Oh, absolutely, Tuck. We have been increasing our partnerships across the country and around in our U.S. Territories of late, and that's been everyone you mentioned. It's been local authorities, state wildlife services, as well as interagency service, folks like you and the Smithsonian, and increasingly the private sector. The private sector has really stepped up into and we've taken opportunities in that way. So think about the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation. They're a key partner, and we've worked with them on delivering coastal resilience grants for marine debris removal, and the same for coral reef restoration. And that's one of many, many examples that we are just really proud to advance and work together as a team.
Well, great. Admiral Gallaudet, it's been great to talk with you just a little bit about some of the cool things and positive forward motion that we're getting to preserve this thin veneer of the oceans around this great sphere of the Earth. Thanks very much, and it's been great to talk with you. Have a good day.
And you as well, Tuck. Thank you.